All right, staying in the NFL. Oh yeah, I know y'all heard this breaking news. He back, baby. No, I ain't talking about Jordan. I'm talking about Cam Newton coming back to the Carolina Panthers. He was the former first overall pick. Back in 2010. Franchise leader in a lot of stats for them. 2015 MVP, All Pro. He did a lot of things for Carolina, but that Carolina team is not this Carolina team. He's coming back to a new owner. I think it's the same GM, but he's coming back to a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator. None of the guys that was there the first time around. So with that said, how you seeing this playing out for Cam Newton in his return to the Carolina Panthers?
Seems like a little bit of a Hail Mary by Carolina at this point. Like they had the 3-0 start where I remember we did the Thursday night game that got them to 3-0, and we said, man, they look real.
Especially the defense.
They look real. The defense looked real. And
right.
then what you've seen here, you saw them do things like, man, we going out and we getting Stephon Gilmore. Mm-hmm. We're going out and
it was aggressive.
We're
with the guy C.J. Henderson. Is it right?
You trade for C.J. Henderson. You do that.
Okay.
You're also in the trade rumors after Miami for Deshaun Watson. Carolina's been the second team kind of linked to him.
Right.
So it's almost like Carolina, I think what they did, I thought last year they was only 5-11, but I thought they did a nice job. They completely retooled that defense.
Right.
You're doing stuff in the quarterback position. You say, okay, we did the bridge thing with Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, let's get a young gun and Sam Darnold. Maybe Joe Brady can rebuild him.
Right.
And it looked like that's the way they were going, but now like this thing is
off the rails.
Completely. The train is completely off the tracks. You've lost 5 or 6. This offense, we know CMC got hurt. We get that.
Right.
Sam Darnold's just been awful. He's been awful since those first 3 games. He's got 4 touchdowns, 10 interceptions over the past 6 games. They lost 5 of them, and including the most predictable one was at home against New England. The Bill Belichick coming in, that's the guy saw the ghost last year or something, and he goes 16 for 33, 172 yards and 3 picks. 3 picks and a QBR of 3.
3.
On a scale of 1 to 100.
He had more picks than his QB. That's okay.
0 to 100, yeah.
All
3.
right. That's
when your interceptions equal your QBR,
that's probably not a recipe for success.
So what you have here is you have Carolina is now 4-5, and they've already said that they're starting P.J. Walker this week at Arizona, which I think is just going to be awful because I mean P.J. Walker, I think in one game they put him in, he was like 3 for 14 or something crazy.
P.J. Walker is not ready for this level. I think people got to understand.
Yeah, I think the whatever XFL thing that was going on, like it was cute, but like now this is the NFL.
This different.
So I like this move. I like to see Cam Newton get another opportunity. I think he deserves it. I think he can still play in this league. But it's almost like you're putting him in a bad spot because I think Carolina loses to Arizona this weekend, so they're gonna be 4-6. And then you look at the rest of this team's schedule. There's some winnable games. You're gonna go. You get Washington, then you go to Miami, and you get Atlanta. I think Carolina can win all of those games, but you're also gonna finish at Buffalo, at home against Tampa, and then you go to New Orleans and you go to Tampa again.
Now, to that point, I disagree with you a little bit. The reason I say he's not in a bad spot is because you're on a team that's a sinking ship.
Yeah.
You come back as, savior, but let's be real. This is not the same Cam Newton that left. And I got another point that I'm down the road. But if this team doesn't make the playoffs, it won't be Cam Newton's fault. So the way I look at this is for Cam Newton is, and this is what we all thought when he went to New England.
So you think? I think what you're about to say is, you think if it's a success, he gets all the credit. But if it doesn't go well, no harm, no foul.
He's playing with house money. He's playing with house money because even if it doesn't go well, but he plays well, Cam Newton still got something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because we're not watching the Carolina Panthers. Let's keep it real here. We're not watching the Carolina Panthers. We're watching Cam Newton. Let's just keep it all the way real here. until Christian McCaffrey come back, we're watching Cam Newton. We want to see what Cam Newton is doing when he comes back in the game. I don't give a rip what DJ Moore doing. I don't give a rip what Robbie Anderson doing.
Which ain't much.
Don't give a rip what Chip Hubbard doing. Don't care no more. I don't really care no more. If you're being honest, you're watching Carolina now to watch Cam Newton. This is the Cam Newton Panthers here, like for all intents and purposes. So we want to see if he's gonna, rise to the occasion or he's gonna fail. The team results don't matter. They don't win another game. Honestly, it just don't matter because we understand they're just not good. They're not good without Christian McCaffrey, and they got a whole ordeal going on with the quarterback. Cool. Now, can Cam Newton make some more real estate for himself, some more currency for himself, some more value for himself by coming back off the couch, winning some games that they probably shouldn't win,
or at least showing that he can still throw the football.
He can still play, and now when you looking for a quarterback, now you can seriously think about Cam Newton.
So you think, so for you, this is less about Cam Newton right now with the Panthers. It's more of an audition for continuing his career.
How many jobs that came open did you hear? Oh, it's a guy that's out there that could probably come in and get the job done by the name of Cam Newton, the former MVP. We heard his name a million times. My thing has always been, maybe Cam Newton is over with. Maybe he's over his skill. He's over his skis. Maybe that's why New England got rid of him for a rookie, because they just felt like, listen, for all the bull crap we got to deal with, you're not that good anymore. You're not that guy. Cam Newton can prove a lot of people wrong, including me. You go out there and you show that you're that guy. You show that you can play with. Man, he got some pieces on his roster. Let's make no mistake. Like you said, remember like either last year or 2 years ago. Maybe it was last year because I think Robert Anderson only been that year. You said this. Yep. That wide receiver core better than anything Cam Newton had in his first regime.
I think this one still is. I think somehow I don't know what happened to Robbie Anderson. Like we was way off on the Sam Darnold, Robbie Anderson chemistry.
Yeah,
but still, like with DJ Moore, with Robbie Anderson, with Terrace Marshall, and a healthy Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
And plus this defense, like again, they've done a good job with this defense, making them, I don't know if they're as dominant as they looked the first 3 games, but it's still a good this is a good NFL defense. They've done a good job with it. Right. But it's almost like, and you look at Carolina, and it's almost like, oh man, we got 3-0. Now we're in. Like we're gonna do it. And but like we knew what we saw last year with Matt Rule coming in, and he gets the 7-year contract, I believe, big contract. Right. So this to me, it was something to like, it was going to be a process. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think you just got to, whatever your program is and whatever, you're looking at, 3 years from now, whatever, stick with your plan. It almost like at the quarterback position, they just started out here flailing. You bring in Teddy Bridgewater, then he's out of here. You get Sam Darnold, and all of a sudden, half a season, and they're punting on him already with Cam. So which is where they were when they brought in Matt Rule.
Right. So, all right. So that was the point. Like, so I said I had a point that I was going to go down the road. So now that you're to that point, it seems to me what Matt Rule could have done or should have done was, remember when he got there, new owner came in, Tapper, whatever certain thing. Tapper comes in. Hey, clean under new management. We're gonna clean house, right? Got rid of everybody. Cam Newton was part of that, getting rid of everybody. Greg Olsen was part of that, getting rid of everybody. I think this team has been not even average. I say below average at quarterback ever since they let Cam Newton go. Maybe hindsight says you should have maybe kept him for another year or so, just so you could at least have some type of stability. Because revamping the defense is all good, but if your offense can't move the ball, the defense is going to get tired. They're human. They're not robots. So that sounds good. I think it went downhill for them when they let Cam Newton go. Because think about this now. What they gave up to get Teddy Bridgewater. What they gave up to get Sam Darnold. Right? I mean, I take that back. They didn't get...
Bridgewater was a free agent.
My bad. But even
the
what you paid him. You paid him, okay?
Yeah.
So you paid him like a pretty decent contract. I mean, I remember us looking at it and was like, oh, okay. I think it was like $63 million or something. 3 years for like 63,
and I guess they only ended up paying one. But
But that was still a waste of your time, even though you only played one because you know how NFL
The,
contracts
the,
work.
the overall point would be like, was it
Worth it.
yeah, was it worth it? And I mean, is Teddy Bridgewater, is Sam Darnold? Did you get more out of them than you would have got out of Cam Newton? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And definitely was it worth it now? Like, and I saw some meme to where like, man, you got in Bridgewater, you cut Cam, then you traded for Darnold, then you traded Bridgewater, and now you all the way back to Cam Newton. Like, how'd that go for you? You know, like
that.
It doesn't appear like, and I feel like when we were kind of on the fence, like, okay, kind of what are they gonna do with Cam? Like, you got the new coach, you got the new owner, and I want to say I was at the mindset like I think you got to stick with Cam because I don't know can you get better immediately, and I didn't think they could. So, and just like Cam Newton, the Panthers, what he means to that city and that state, you know, like I didn't think it was a great move, and like, you know.
And I agree with the move. I think my thing was that I remember us talking about it. My pushback was, do you keep Cam Newton now after you got rid of everybody? So
like
you
Ron,
don't got Ron Rivera, you don't got Greg Olsen, you don't got whoever the offense coordinator was. Was it Shula? I think it was Shula.
Like Shula maybe.
I think it was Shula.
Whoever.
And so no, it was the guy the older guy.
No Turner.
There we go. No Turner. So you got rid of him, right? I thought maybe you don't want to keep him there because he might be like disgruntled now. He don't know all these people. His new faces is changing. So I understood that at that time if you got rid of him for that point, but only to get him back now it's kind of like hindsight 2020, right? But it's like what in the world? But like I say, Cam Newton, this situation is way better than what he would have had with New England because I feel like he got more weapons. He's familiar with how Carolina, as far as the outside, not necessarily the inner workings of the team, but he's familiar with how to deal with the media for Carolina. Been doing this for long. Now he can go back to his pregame routines, whatever it was he was doing now. Been doing it for years, and I think, like I said, it's less pressure. When he went to New England, he was going to New England to be the starting quarterback. And they wanted something out of him in New England. I think this Carolina thing is just, hey, we got the money, fill him in, let's see what he do. This will help bring fans back because I know they lost tons of fans from week 3 to where we at now as far as the home games go. I think this is a play for that. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at this, and if he does not start over P.J. Walker, what in the hell are we doing? What in the hell are we doing?
I would venture to say, like, they just signed him yesterday, I believe.
Do we see him in Sunday's game? That's the question I wanted to end off with.
My gut tells me he's going to practice today. I just think that's too fast. He hasn't played any this season. I think he's an inactive this week.
Okay.
Which is why I think Arizona is going to beat Carolina. They're going to be 4-6. I think you start over next week when they play Washington. I just think it's too quick.
Okay.
So I don't think we'll see him this week. But they're going to be 4-6. That's why I go back. I think it's a little bit of a Hail Mary. To my mind, like, I still think Carolina's like, man, we were 3-0. We got to do something to get back to that because, Sam Darnold just hasn't been it for what. And when that's surprising to me. And I also think the thing we're underselling us a little bit, and this is about Cam Newton, but I think Sam Darnold might be done as an NFL starting quarterback.
See, my philosophy on it. I don't necessarily. It's hard for me to argue against that because everything we done seen.
If he gets one more chance, this is gonna be the last one more chance.
Yes, and I don't necessarily know if he's 100% done in Carolina unless, like I say, Cam Newton show up and he's the goods of the goods, and they got to get rid of him. Because, like I say, when you had him in there with Christian McCaffrey in the beginning of the season, I don't know if them dudes worked together like a long time in the offseason, a lot, and they started understanding each other. But this Carolina team was so much different. And even down to the receivers. DJ Moore knew he was the number 1 receiver. Rob Anderson knew he was the deep threat. The offensive line didn't play terrible. They weren't the best, but they didn't play terrible. Christian McCaffrey is the star. Sam Darnold, we just need you to manage the game. And that worked. It all went off the rails when they lost their star, like most teams.